Hi, I'm Boruch Rabinowitz, and today we're talking about the 48 Ways of Wisdom, number 3, which is saying it out loud, arranging on your lips. In Hebrew, it's called arichat sifatayim, arrange it on your lips. It's a very powerful idea in order for us to use our potential. It means saying things out loud to gain clarity and wisdom and understanding of ideas and life and where you're at. You know, the book, The 48 Ways of Wisdom, is from my Rabbi Weinberg, and it's based on the Torah. And the Torah describes the creation of man and says that God formed man from dust from the ground and blew into his nostrils the soul of life, and man became a living being. And the rabbis explain that living being means a speaking spirit, that speech cuts to the essence of being human. It's our unique trait. Speech is the bridge that connects the intangible world of spiritual thought to physical reality. Articulating a thought and bringing it into the world through words takes it from the internal to the external, from the potential to the actual. Saying something out loud becomes much more tangible. But, this is a little bit, counterculture, so to speak. Because if you go into a library, I remember when I studied at Boston University, the library, you could hear a pin drop. It was so quiet. And then when I went to yeshiva, everybody was yelling at each other. What's going on? And I thought they were mad at each other. But really what was going on in yeshiva is that people were articulating and arguing and trying to get clear on ideas and truth. And by saying it out loud and discussing it with another person, you got clear. You got clarity on what the idea was. I remember once I was on the phone. I was on my cell phone, and I had a Bluetooth in my ear, which I heard from my doctor is not a good idea to have. But I was talking to somebody, and an elderly lady came up and said, "What did you say? What did you say to me?" I said, No, I'm on the phone. She goes, "Oh my gosh. When I grew up and people were talking to people people were talking to themselves, we thought they were crazy." I just thought it was a funny anecdote. So, but this 48 way is really about saying things out loud. So what happens when you say something out loud? Something, to give an illustration, have you ever gotten into a discussion with somebody about a topic and you articulate what your position is or what a position is? And when you said it, you realized that you were not clear. You were confused on certain issues, certain ideas. So by articulating it, you understood where the loopholes were, where the clarity and unclarity is in this idea. So this is a very powerful tool to take things what's in your head and articulate it to get clear. Also, it's very popular today, affirmations. Saying affirmations is something that will wake up what will take by saying things, you actually begin to internalize different ideas that you want to influence yourself. For example, affirmations, you can say, I'm living in the present. I'm living in the present. Oftentimes in today's society, we walk around feeling a lot of anxiety and fear. And what do they say about fear? Fear is future events appear real. Anxiety is about the future. But when you live in the present, you're much more here, you're much more real, and you don't have that anxiety because you're living in the present. So when you say to yourself, I'm living in the present, or whatever other affirmation that you might have, it awakens where you really want to be. Also, when we learn, we should articulate what we learn to get it clear, because sometimes we can read an idea and we think we got it, but once we explain it to somebody else, we know where we're weak. And by articulating it and saying it out, it is a very powerful tool to get clear. Another powerful tool is to have slogans. That you take what you really believe in and you develop slogans for them. And it helps you get into what you believe. one of the slogans that I grew up with when I learned that was the battle for life is the battle for sanity. I love that slogan, and I use it in my life. Or happiness is choosing to take pleasure in what you have. Another slogan is when people say you'll grow up, what they really mean is you'll give up, like I did. Don't give up, get tough. So you see that slogans are a powerful way to live with what you want to believe and what you really believe is true. And we always talk about the inner voice that people have. An inner voice are these messages going around in our head that are destructive, sometimes positive, but sometimes destructive. I'm stupid, I'm a failure. And if you say it enough in your head, right, you start to believe it. So you have to have positive talk to counteract those negative, that negative voice inside. And if a person does it enough, if you do it enough, it will actually start to become part of you. So I like to leave you with a tool on this 48 way. Take 3 ideas that you really believe in. Say it out loud 100 times. And when you say it, you can say it, scream it out quietly, different you can say it in a different way. And every time you say it, you'll get a different appreciation of that idea. And then make a slogan for it and articulate it to other people. I hope you liked listening. Thank you for listening. I hope you liked it. And if you did, please share it with somebody else. Have a good day. Check out my website, boruchrabinowitz.com.